What were your high points for your first scrimmage?
Well, had a lot of apprehension coming in his first scrimmage because we've got a lot of inexperience. We got some big holes to fill from last year, which we normally have to do every year. But that's 15 graduating seniors, so we've got some big holes to fill. But I was very pleased with the intensity level. You know how I am after a game. I'm not going to say a whole lot because until I look at film and I really see what we did. But the intensity level was great. I saw good hustle. I saw some bright spots. I saw some things, that I liked. Certainly some things we're going to have to fix, and we know that coming in. I asked them tonight. We asked them tonight as a coaching staff to play hard and play with great intensity and try to keep the mistakes to a minimum. And for the most part, I think we did that. We're a young team somewhat, so our big thing is we're work in progress. We want to make sure we get better every week. So it's a starting point, and I think there was a lot of pluses.
Yeah, and Hearne, I think they're putting in a new system this year, but they've got some kids that have a lot of talent. They hit that corner. They don't have to know what the play is. Right.
They've got a lot of athleticism, and that's good for us because we're going to play some athletic teams this year. I was very impressed with the way their intensity level. Their kids played extremely hard, and that's good for us. We need to see that. We talk to our young men all the time that in practice our JV can give us they give us as good a look as possible, but we're not going to get that real look until we actually play some games. So first scrimmage is always a great starting point where we can start evaluating and show the young men on film what we're doing good and what we're not doing good.
Okay, and this year UIL looks like they just threw all the teams up in the air and started all over. This is a whole different district.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of, for us, a lot of unknown factor. We're in a district with some, we haven't played Bosqueville. Back when I first came to Crawford years ago, they were in our district, but we haven't played Bosqueville probably in 10 years. And know a little bit about them, but there's a lot of unknown factor. Mart, we hadn't played in a good while. Of course, Axtell and Valley Mills we've played the last few years, but I don't know that Crawford's ever played Itasca. So there is some apprehension there as far as the unknown factor, but that's way down the road. As I told our young men, we tell them we've got to take care of our phases. We got a couple, scrimmages we got to work through, and then we have 5 non-district games that are, where we're going to try to get our preparation and get as sharp as we can heading into district.
And that's something we really have to change because you had that big district last year with practically no non.
Right. I think that is a plus for this team, and I've told them the other day. I said, that's one. I think a plus for us. I hope it becomes a plus for us. It's just we're in a 6-team district, so we do get 5 non-district games. So, we need to build on that heading into district. We've got a little more practice area there to get ready for district. 5 games as opposed to 3, which I feel a little better about.
And I don't know much about Itasca, but I know that Crawford, Mart, and Bosqueville expect to go several rounds into the playoffs.
Well, I'd like to think so. That's way down the road. We got to take one game at a time. But those two guys, especially Mart, they're perennial playoff team. In Mart, it's not about getting to the playoffs, it's how far you get in the playoffs. The state champion, they talk state championships. Well, we can't worry about that right now. We got to focus. And I tell our guys that we know they're down the road. We know Bosqueville's down the road. But the one thing that we have the most control of and what we've got to control is ourselves. And so good starting point tonight. Just got to make sure that we keep a steady climb week by week.
Okay, and next week in Bremont.
Man, boy, you talk about
6 p.m.
You talk about wanting to see an athletic team now. Bremont's probably, they've got their sights set on a state championship in the, 2A Division II level. They're very, very talented. So we'll get a good look at where we're at next week too.
Okay.
All right, thanks.